Hey guys, Ben here. Welcome to episode 57 of my daily videos about copywriting. I will use today's video to answer a question I received today from a friend of mine here from LinkedIn, and the question was something like this. How does copy change when you advertise different kinds of products, let's say a car or a phone? And the second part of the question was, how does copy change when the audience changes, when you advertise to different audiences? And I will try to cover this in this video as good as I can. So let's start with an example. Let's say you are selling a car and you have two different audiences you are trying to appeal to. Guys in their 20s and guys in their 50s. Now, you might be able to see immediately that someone in their 20s has very different desires, different experiences, different struggles than a man in his 50s. The man in his 50s, he has factually lived way longer, has maybe a family, has more experience about driving, has maybe it's more monotone for him already, and compared to the guy in his 20s who might just have his license for a few years or just recently got it, and a car is a very different kind of symbol for him going forward in his life. So the copy would need to address for the audience that the copy is trying to appeal to, needs to appeal to these desires and struggles and wishes. And that's an example for when the audience changes, the copy has to change as well, with always going with understanding the person you are trying to appeal to and mentioning those points in the ad itself. Now, when the product changes, basically everything changes. Let's say you are selling a phone now. A phone has very different features and benefits, obviously, than a car, but that doesn't mean that nothing is the same, because you can have some overlapping factors that make the same audience buy. Let's say we're still talking about men in their 20s. Some people buy a car because of status, because it makes them appear better in their social group, and the same can be for a phone. Some people buy an iPhone just because it makes them look more rich or more, I don't know, I can't describe why people buy Apple, but it has a certain status upgrade for yourself. Same with the car. So those things can overlap with different products, but then the rest will be pretty much different because you use a phone obviously for different things than you would use a car. And so that would be the differentiation between how the copy changes when the audience changes, because you need to address to the actual desires and struggles of that audience, and how the copy changes when the product itself that you're selling is changing. Now, but we can also look at it from, like, turn it around. What stays the same? What stays the same is that you still need to grab the attention of whoever you're trying to appeal to. So no matter what you're selling, no matter who you're selling to, you need to really quickly, because people don't have a lot of a long attention span, you need to grab the attention. So that's one of the first jobs for every copy, for every ad, that you have to make the person stop scrolling, stop walking, stop going through pages, whatever they are doing, they need to stop. Otherwise the copy can be as good as you wish or as good as it can be, but it won't be seen. So now we talked about what has to change with different things. That will be a thing that has to stay the same for whatever kind of copy you're writing. And there's a lot more about how copy changes, obviously, for different audiences and different products. And I would like to leave off with a quote that for me really helps kind of categorizing what you should put emphasis on in the way you write and your headline and your copy. And that quote is by master copywriter Eugene Schwartz, and I'm going to read it to you. If your prospect is aware of your product and has realized that it can satisfy this desire, your headline starts with the product. If he is not aware of your product but only has the desire itself, your headline starts with the desire. If he is not yet aware of what he really seeks but is concerned with the general problem, your headline starts with the problem and crystallizes it into a specific need. Now, I'm going to give you an example of this. Let's say you have developed a very new diet. Let's say a keto diet. You would hear it for the first time now. It would not be smart for me, if keto diet is my new product, to have an ad that has the name keto in the very front, because nobody knows what it is yet. So it would be way smarter to start with the problem of the desire of what people have. Let's say for keto diet, it could be, are you tired of trying not eating fat and still not losing weight? As an example, because that is the problem that you are addressing with keto diet, that people are doing all these different diets and maybe reducing fat because they heard that is what makes you fat, but you wouldn't put keto in the headline because nobody knows what it is yet. Now these days many people know what it is, so they are aware of the product and the solution, and now you can use that name to grab attention. I hope that makes sense. I'm kind of freestyling here. I hope I answered your question. You can let me know in a private message or by commenting here under the video. And yes, for the rest, I hope you all learned something. And feel free to always ask me questions. I will try to cover them as good as I can and as short and concise as I can. And yes, if you enjoyed this episode, leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.